Today I'm going to explain to you how to get started with Google Classroom, how to set up a class, and how to make your first assignment. So to get to Google Classroom, you're going to go to Clever, which is here. Then you're going to click on the Google Resources, and Google Classroom is located right here. This is the same process that a student would use to get to Google Classroom. They go to their Clever, click on Google Resources, then click on Google Classroom. All of the students at both Westlawn and Jefferson in grades 3, 4, and 5 have already done Google Classroom with me, so they should be able to access it pretty quickly. The kindergarten, first, and second graders have not, so this might be a little bit longer process for them. So I'm going to go to my Google Classroom. Once you click on Google Classroom, you'll see this right here. I have on this page all the classes that I'm either the teacher of or classes that I'm a member of. As a teacher, you can both create and join classes. Yours will be blank if this is the first time you've gotten to Google Classroom, so you'll have to add a class. There's a plus sign here. If you click on the plus sign, you have two options. Join a class, which is what the students will do when you're ready for them to join your Google Classroom, or you can click here on Create Class, which is what we're going to do first. So we'll create a class. You can name your class whatever you'd like. I'm going to call this Demo Class. Then click Create. That's it. You just created your first classroom in Google Classroom. Might take a couple of minutes for it to create your class, and it will automatically take you to this classroom. You are welcome to change any of the settings, the theme, the photo that you want if you're not happy with the default that it brings up. All right, once you're in your classroom, we're going to talk about these two options up here, Stream and Students. Before you do any assigning, you're going to have some students join your class. So click on Students, and then you would have the students go to their own Google Classroom through Clever. Once they get to their classroom, they'll click on that plus sign that I just showed you, and they'll click on Join Class. Google Classroom will prompt them to enter a class code, which is this code here. So I'm going to click on this arrow next to the code and click Display, and it will show the kids what code they have to type to join your class. So they'll enter that code, they'll click Join Class, and voila, all the kids will be in your class. That is the quickest and easiest way to get students into your classroom. Once you have students in your class, you have the option of emailing their guardians if they provide that information so that the parents can be in touch with what the kids are being assigned. All right, so let's say that you now have some kids in your Google Classroom. You got to give them an assignment. Everything that you assign for you and the students will be seen in the stream, and students have a stream as well. That's where they'll see everything. It's kind of like the Facebook wall. You have several options of things that you can assign to the students. All of them can be found here in the plus sign. You can create an announcement for your class, which is just a post of information. You can create an assignment, which I'll show you in a minute. And you could create a question, which would be something like an exit ticket, a formative assessment, a check for understanding. You would click on Create Question, type your question here, choose what kind of question it is. You can do short answer or multiple choice. And then you can decide if you want students to reply to each other. If you just want them to reply to you, turn this option off. If you want them to interact a little more, you can leave that option on. And you are in control of this class, so if a student posts something that's not to your expectations, you can delete it. And their name's on it, so you know exactly who wrote it. After you type your question, you would click here for Ask, and it would post that question for the students to see. And then that question will appear on their stream. And the kids would click here to comment. Okay? You can also add an assignment by clicking on the plus sign and click Create Assignment. Give the assignment a title. You can choose a due date and a topic if you'd like. You can attach links. You can attach YouTube videos. You can attach website addresses. My favorite thing to do is attach an assignment from Drive. So any kind of worksheet or activity that I've created in my Drive, I can attach for the kids to complete. So I'll click on my Drive. You can search here for whichever assignment it is. I'm just going to pick this one because it's the first one that popped up. So I'll choose the assignment, double click, and there it is. The students can view the file, which means all they can do is look at it. You can have the students edit the file, which means they're all working together on the same document, or you can make a copy for each student, which is what I usually do, so they each have their own and they're not trying to work on the same thing, or they don't accidentally edit something that shouldn't be. So I would make a copy for each student and assign it. That will also appear right on their stream, right here. And the kids would click on the name of the assignment, and it would take them to their copy of the assignment. If you want to see what this looks like from a kid point of view, let me know. I'll be happy to have a student log in and show you. It looks a little different, but it's not a whole lot different. It's just kind of nice to see what the kids see sometimes. All right, the cool thing about Google Drive is that it automatically stores everything, or Google Classroom, is that it automatically stores everything in your Drive. So if I go to my Drive, once I've created my first class, there's a folder called Classroom. Everything is in this folder that I've created. So every class is in here. Here's my demo class. So let's see. I've got something in here from 3rd grade media skills a couple years ago. I had them do this keyboarding assignment. So here's the assignment. And it automatically, Google Classroom automatically, when the kids do the work on their assignment, automatically puts it in my Drive so that I can grade it later. So if I want to click on any of these kids' assignments, I just double click to open it. I can easily see the work that they've done. I can grade it and put comments on it so that that student can get immediate feedback on their assignment. It also creates a folder in each student's Google Drive so they can see all the work they've done in their classroom. And the folder called Classroom stays with the kid forever. So all the work they've done accumulates all the way up until they graduate. And it's the same for you. Every classroom you have, it saves all of the assignments that you've had created or that the kids have turned in. Automatically does that. You don't have to create it. So it's a lot less paperwork for you to assign things this way. You can just take your computer home instead of taking a bunch of papers home. Make sure this folder called Classroom, make sure you never delete it. And don't let the kids delete it. They're going to want to delete it if they don't know what it is. Make sure you keep that Google Classroom folder. If you delete it, there might be a few issues once you try to get back in there to get it back. All right, if you have any questions, I know that was quick. I'm running out of screen time. If you have any questions about using Google Classroom, let me know. I'm happy to help. We can get the students to show you what they've done. I can show you more of what they've done or what I've done. It's an awesome thing, an awesome way to get the kids using their computers, to get them doing things more in a digital way. And it's a little bit less work for you. Instead of making copies of things, you just click on make a copy. It's a lot more paper friendly. Again, let me know if you have questions.